All right, these are going to be the 5 biggest excuses that men tell themselves why they can't get in shape, why they're not at their fitness goals. I hear it all the time, right? I talk with people who are interested about getting their fitness goals. I've heard everything. I've heard every excuse you can possibly imagine. Heard it all. Okay, these are the 5 biggest ones that men convince themselves are the reason they're not in shape, when reality is all of it just comes down to, right? These are excuses, right? All of it just comes down to I can't say my fault. That's what these are, okay? So at the end of the day, if you can just say, it's my fault that I'm not in shape, then you also give yourself the power to say, hey, it's my fault when I'm in shape, and I love the way that I look, and I've taken control of that. A lot of things that we don't do, even myself, we put our blame, we put these other things, these excuses, we put our goals in the hands of other people or the hands of inanimate objects. I can't do this because of gym. It's like you put your goals out of your own hands. And when you do that, it doesn't allow you to take responsibility and ownership, and it doesn't allow you to achieve your goals because you believe you're not at your goals because of something that's not your own actions. So let's get into it. The first one is time, and this is why my program is for busy guys, because if you believed you have all the time in the world, then you would be in shape, because you say, I have all the time in the world. But everyone believes they're busy. Even people who have nothing going for them believe they're busy. It seems like everyone's busy, right? Because even if you have a blank calendar, most people truly don't sit around all day. And everyone believes they're busy, even if they're not, because the idea that we just have all the time in the world, I don't think anybody believes they have all the time in the world. So the first one is time. I'm too busy to work out. I have too much going on. And this is why my program says, hey, realistically, the only 2 things you need to lose weight and get in better shape, usually your problem is not you don't have enough muscle mass, right? If you are truly working 18 hours every single day, I believe that even if you worked less, you would get more out of the hours you worked if you were more physically fit. And I don't believe that unless you are working 18 hours every, and you are waking, unless you're Elon Musk. But even then, dude, Elon Musk has time to play Xbox. It's just not a priority, right? Because it comes down to priorities. Everyone's got the same amount of time in the day. Jeff Bezos is in great shape, and he's the most productive person on planet Earth because he gets the most out of his time. He's got it's crazy. So he's the most productive people on planet Earth. Also, they have the same amount of time as you. So that's bullshit. I'm too busy, right? And that's why my program is 60 minutes per week. If you can't find 60 minutes per week, then you're not willing. It means you're not willing to find 60 minutes per week. It's not that you can't find them because you have it. It's there. We have 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's the time we have on this earth. And if you can't find 60 minutes throughout that time frame, I don't know what to tell you. But that's why most of the time, but with weight loss, the stuff that you need to do is stuff you're already doing. The things that drive our program are steps in nutrition. You walk every day, you eat every day. So if you can get the results doing 2 things you're already doing, the only thing you have to add is 60 minutes of resistance training a week. But a lot of times guys who struggle to lose weight, a lot of times they're actually going to the gym. They go to the gym and they're wasting time working out, right? Because if you're actually going in there, resistance training to actually build muscle, if you're getting quality resistance training in, 30 minutes twice a week is more than enough, especially if you have weight to lose. Because by the time you lose the weight anyway, it doesn't even matter if you build all the muscle in the world because you can't even see it. So the things that that need to drive your weight loss are your nutrition and your steps. And you eat every day and you walk every day. And you go places every day. So if you can walk a little bit more throughout the day, park farther away, get a 15-minute walk, and find opportunities to walk throughout your day and change the foods you're eating or eat less of the foods you're currently eating. With 2 things you are already doing every single day, the only things you would have to add additionally are 2 30-minute workouts. And you could even do them at home body weight-wise because you can do push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups. You can just do push-ups, bench dips, crunches. But that's the thing. By the time your body fat got low enough, you probably actually have enough muscle already, okay? So very few guys don't have enough muscle, and if you work out twice a week, by the time you lose the weight, you'll have the muscle build anyway because twice a week is enough. So time-wise, if you focus on steps, you focus on getting steps in and increasing the quality of your food, right? Getting more protein, less calories, getting a handle on how much you should be eating, what you should be eating, when's the best time for you to eat. okay, what I do with my guys is protein and calories. Hit your protein, and then whatever you want to eat for the rest of the day is just your calories. And then if you do that, you can just eat protein throughout the day. Every single night, you can have whatever you want because you have calories left over. And throughout the day, get more steps in, and then all you need is the 30 minutes twice a week in the gym. And that's all you need. And you do that consistently with me as a coach every single week, Saturday, every single week. And you have someone holding you accountable to that structure. And that's why the results are so great, and that's why it allows us to get results after the coaching is done. My program is 6 months, 1 year, and after that, it's done. You get the results for life because it's a system that raises your standards, not a program to hit a goal and then go back to your old standards. It raises your standards because it's a system you can do forever, and that's why it's effective. Okay, so if you're interested, you can book a call with me. We'll chat it up about potentially working together, and we'll destroy it. Next, think about it, right? A lot of times this is when they are confronted with a decision, they'll reach out, I want to get help, and then they say, I need to think about it. But the reason that I don't like this a lot is because by the time you've reached out for help, you've thought about it, right? And this is why I feel like I've failed people. If they tell me they need to think about it, I feel like I've failed people that are interested because I have not conveyed that I can help them. Because if you didn't need to think about it when you reach out, you didn't reach out to a coach, or you didn't get started on whatever weight loss journey you have, you didn't think about if you wanted to stay in bad shape. No, you've thought about that and you're tired of it, and that's why you made a decision. But when it comes time to actually confront the decision and get uncomfortable, which is where decisions happen, there's never I can't remember last time I did something that was like progress and like making hard decisions. It's like, reality is we just put them off, and then they have to confront themselves when they become too bad to bear, and then you just force to confront them. But every time I've made significant growth in my life and fitness, it's come from uncomfortness, and it feels life's crazy, life's busy, and there's never going to be a time where everything sits still and you're able to just stop the clock of the world and sit. And nobody ever just sits and okay. No, nobody does that. So if you look at yourself in the mirror and you don't like what you see, that's all the time. Like, do you like that? Yes or no? So the reality is, it's about just becoming comfortable enough with the person you're speaking with and believing that they can help you. If you believe the person can help you, and you look at yourself and you're not happy with what you see, and you feel like you want to make a change, the action itself is going to be uncomfortable, but the information you need, I don't like where I'm at, and I know somebody who could help. Those are only really the two things that you would need, and usually a lot of times they're like, investment, we'll get to that excuse. But if it was really that important to you, you would find a way to make it work, because I believe that fitness will pay itself back. I believe it will pay itself back financially. I believe it will pay itself back with things that you can't even value, like family, like self-worth, like confidence. You can't put a price tag on that, because I believe they're priceless. And all the money in the world would not allow me to stop working out and become a lesser version of myself. It's hard for me to even put a value on being a person that you love deep down in your soul. And I think that's hard to even value. And that's why I think, to me, that's why I'm so passionate about what I do, because I believe the way that I can see men's lives change by the work that I've done. I've had people tell me they were going to kill themselves, and because of the work I've done, they don't want to do that. So think about it. Do you like the way that you look? Are you happy with your health? Are you happy with the person you are as a result of your eating habits, your nutritional habits? Are you happy continuing the life you're willing to live physically? If the answer is no, then you've already thought about it, because if you're watching this video, you're probably like, I want to make a change. Well, then you've thought about it, right? So the only question you need to ask yourself is, are you willing to do something about it? Because here's the thing. I've talked to a lot of guys. Everybody wants to be in shape. Everybody wants the body. Who doesn't want a six-pack? Everybody wants it, but who's willing to sacrifice what's required to get it? And usually that sacrifice is just their own ego telling them that they can do it on their own ego, their own bullshit saying, I'm going to start, You don't need to think about it. You know you want the six-pack, but you need to think about, are you willing to freaking do the work required to get it? And stop telling yourself the same bullshit every day. That's what you really need to think about. And if you can answer that question, you can get in shape. Next, wife not supportive, or kids, or whatever. If you blame, you're a grown-ass man. I hear this all the time. I need to talk to my wife. That's bullshit. That is bullshit, because if you as the man, a grown man, have to get permission from your wife to be a better version of yourself, and here's the thing I always say. If your wife doesn't support you on your fitness journey, it's because you've shown her you shouldn't support her, right? A lot of times when we look for support, the support we really need is not going to come, because who's going to blindly support something, especially if you failed in the past? By the time that they support you, you're not going to need it, because support comes from proof. If you get in great shape, I guarantee you they're going to support that. If you become a better version of yourself, you get in great shape and you take control of your health and you take charge and you take the lead and you say, I'm setting an example for myself and my family and my children and the person I am. Do you think they're not going to support that? Wrong. You want them to validate you not taking action, saying, you know what, I don't think you should do it. I think you should be doing the same thing. That's a lot of times when they say, oh, I need to chat with somebody. They just want them to talk them off the uncomfortable decisions they need to make and the accountability that they're not facing. That is where needing support from other people, blaming their children. If you blame your children for your lack of health, then I have not a lot of respect for you. I lose respect for you, because it shows me that you have so little accountability for your own actions. Is it your children's fault? Walking and eating you do every day. You don't need to add anything. You just need to change. And if you're unwilling to just change the actions you're already taking, just literally, you're reaching for food and you're putting it in your mouth. Why can't you reach for a different food and put it in your mouth? That's your children's fault? Bullshit. You're the man. Why the fuck? And I'll even get pissed off here. Why? I cannot fathom. Imagine looking at your son, being unable to play with your kids because of your physical health, and saying it's your fault I can't play with you. It's your fault that I put the food in my mouth and didn't do what was required to lose the weight to be healthy, and it's your fault that I have heart issues, that I have health issues, that I have blood pressure. You imagine looking at your kids and telling them that, because that's what you're telling me when you blame your kids. Imagine looking at your wife and saying it's your fault that I am overweight. It's complete bullshit. It's so weak. That's such a weak mindset. Completely terrible. If your wife's not supportive of your fitness goals, it's probably because you've started fitness goals 100 different times and failed, and you told, I'm gonna do this diet and that diet and that diet. No wonder. I wouldn't fucking support you. So why do you think she's gonna support you? You need to get her support through action. If you got in great shape, she would support you. If you took charge and you took the lead like a real man, she would support you. Okay, that's the second one. Don't need help. Ego. This is probably one of the number ones that I see, because especially guys, we like to think that we're the big shot, especially with our wives or their kids. I'm the big shot, go on vacation, I got the car, I got the whatever it is. This is one of the biggest ones I see, and their ego prevents them from getting help, because to say that I want to coach is to say that I can't do it on my own, which is for a man a hard thing to say, and something I struggled with in my life, honestly. And I have a guy named Drew, and you can see Results by Riles, the playlist. Drew struggled for 2 years, tried to do it on his own, do it on his own. Sign up with me, 18 weeks later, he's in the best shape of his life. Trey struggled for years, looked at himself every day, and it's this cycle. Once the pain of continuing down the path you're on becomes greater than the pain of biting the bullet, biting your ego, saying, I need help, that's when change happens with these guys. And if you can just put your ego to the side, say, hey, maybe, here's the thing, you probably could figure it out on your own. If you genuinely wanted it, you would figure it out on your own. That's the thing. But why aren't you? Go on ChatGPT. You're watching a YouTube video right now. There's enough information on YouTube to get in amazing shape. Even everything I've learned in college, it's just books. It's just information. It's just changing what actions we take. What foods do I eat? It's not that you could do it on your own, because there's people, there's no magic spirit that inserts fitness knowledge in people's head. Is they learn the knowledge through what? Through action, repetition. But by the time, it's taken me years, 10 years to learn the things I know. You could just learn not the science and the principles to apply it, just learn how to apply it, and then you can know how to apply it. That's what a coach is. It's just taking that information and making it simple for you, putting it custom to you, so then you know what to do every day forever. You spend 6 months, a year with a coach, you know what to do every day for the rest of your life, and that's the system that I have, the structure that I have, and I structure it in a way that allows you to maintain it as a lifestyle, so you never need fitness help ever again for the rest of your life, and that's what I do. If you're interested, book a call, let's talk. I would love to help you, I'd love to serve you, I'd love to help you be the best version of yourself, but you have to take action and put your ego to the side. And that is what a lot of guys do. And that's the thing. You don't need a coach because you couldn't find the information out. You can go on ChatGPT, you can go on YouTube, you could find the best fitness program, you could buy college-grade exercise physiology textbooks and read the whole things and know exactly what to do yourself. But why don't you? It's not because you don't have the information, it's not because you couldn't do it on your own, it's because you're unwilling to do it on your own, because you're not being held accountable. Why? You could do it on your own, but you're not doing it. Most guys I talk to, actually know what to do, but they're not doing it. Why? Because they can't hold themselves accountable. They can't stick with anything. That's what a coach is. They help hold you accountable to the structure you already know you should be doing and give you the peace of mind knowing that's the right way and hold you to that standard when things get rough, hold you to the standard to get the result and keep you from getting in your own head and switching boats. Because you start this and it doesn't work and you switch and switch. A coach gives you a structure, a system that's proven to work, proven over time. My structure, it's proven over time with 65 plus people as of this time. If you're watching this a couple years down the road, I'll have a bajillion clients by then and I'll be the most successful fitness coach of all time. You can hold my word to it. I will be. And I take that structure and I apply it to you and I hold you accountable to it. And when you start doubting yourself, I remove that doubt. And after a couple weeks, you have no more doubt because you know it's working and you keep doing it and we build the habits for months and then you have the habits yourself. That's what a coach does. So don't convince yourself that you're too good to do it on your own. Don't convince yourself that. Convince yourself that you're going to do what's required to hit your goal. Here's the thing. Is the goal important or is doing it yourself important? Because if doing it yourself is the most important thing, I have to do it myself, cool. But whether you do it yourself and hit the goal or work with somebody and hit the goal, the information that you need to learn is the same. Your body does not, the human body is very similar. The things that you need to learn in order to be a low body fat are the same information, whether you learn it on your own or you learn it from somebody else. So why does it matter where you get the information from? Is the goal to hit the goal or is the goal to tell yourself you hit the goal without any outside help and I struggled and I felt like, the goal is to hit the goal. Whether you hit the goal from information from me or you hit the goal from the information that you find from somewhere else, it's going to be the same information. It's calories, protein, training, it's calorie, it's fitness. It's the same information. So why does it matter where you get information from? Stop lying to yourself. It's basically you just saying, I do not want to confront the fact that I can't do it alone. Why is that a bad thing? Why is it a bad thing to just get the right thing, the right answers now? You go to school. You could learn all the things that all the teachers had to learn. You could literally learn everything. You could learn everything. You don't need to go to school. You could read all the textbooks, but you go to college from a textbook that they have, and the teacher takes the textbook and condenses it into bite-sized information, puts it into a lesson plan, gives it to you so you know what you need to pass the class, to understand the information, how to apply it to life. That's what a coach does. You could learn everything the whole world has to offer, but that's why there's specialists. That's why you learn from people when you go to the doctor. You could learn how to do surgery on yourself, but you went to somebody who learned how to do surgery so he can take that information and apply it to you and get you the freaking result, which is to not be sick, to not have the injury. And that's what a coach does. They take the information and apply it to you. And also in this situation with fitness, it's not like surgery where they teach you to apply it. They can't do that because it's so specialized. But with something like fitness, it's more about teaching you the discipline and the habits and the accountability. And that's where the real money's at, is showing you how to do it on your own. And that's why what I do works so well. Awesome. So the last part, sip of coffee from the Watkins coaching mug. Working hard sucks less than being a loser. That's my favorite quote. All right, last piece, the investment. I can't invest in myself. Money, blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing. You're going to be spending the money somewhere. And this is what I always tell people. I had a guy that I talked to that was like, he was struggling with alcohol, and we got to the investment, and he was like, that is an investment, and then I was chatting with him, I was like, yeah, I mean, like, it is a big investment, but it's also a big transformation, right? Do you think it's worth it? Yeah. And then we started talking about, working together, all this, because what I do is expensive, right? It's expensive because it works. Shit that works amazingly is expensive. You want the best performance, Ferrari's expensive. That's why it's expensive, right? It is expensive. I'll be straight up. Honestly, it's expensive. But, hey, it's a one-time purchase because you know how to do it for life. Anyway, the guy was like, how much are you spending on alcohol? $500 a month. Think about that. Think about how much it's costing you bad decisions, right? If you have high blood pressure, how much is blood pressure medication? If you die, how much is that? I mean, how much is your life worth to you? If your health causes you to have medical bills and TRT and death, I mean, your funeral is going to cost a lot, man. So whatever you're going to pay a fitness coach or whatever it is, all the books you're going to have to read, the time. If you have a job, think about all the time you're going to spend trying to figure it out. Imagine you could have worked those hours. If you're an entrepreneur or a business owner, imagine all this time you're going to fail. Time is money. And you're only on this earth for 80 years. So the faster you can learn how to do it, apply it, and get the result, the longer you can enjoy the life of fitness, the longer you can reap the benefits. So it's about getting to the goal as fast as possible no matter what you have to do so you can enjoy it. The goal of fitness is not to do it on your own. The goal of fitness is to be fit. okay? So investment-wise, think about if you just looked at your bank, right? I have a guy that actually was like, dude, I save money, because he was going out to the club, doing all this stuff, doing all this crazy stuff, and we actually locked in, and he actually locked in all his habits, stopped spending money on dumb shit. Actually found out his groceries were cheaper now, but based on the foods I showed him. You're going to Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, that's more expensive than healthy food. It's just convenient, and that's why you pay for it, right? Alcohol, fast food, dumb shit, dinners, parties, blah, 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 blah. You're spending the money. Like, you have so much money coming in, it's gonna go somewhere. So would you rather make that money go somewhere where you're gonna be held accountable, okay? Because here's the thing. It's an investment. An investment pays itself back. I don't believe fitness it's a purchase if it's some stupid product that doesn't work, right? This pencil's a purchase. This pencil's not an investment. Maybe it is. Maybe it's allowing me to write this shit down to make this video. I guess it is an investment. But that's an investment pays itself back. This mug, it's an investment. It's got my fucking logo on it. Cool. This shirt was an investment. Like I just can't see, if you really wanted to be in great shape, I just really couldn't see the downside of investing in yourself. Because once you, it's like, I believe that your health is just really one of the core pillars of what you need. If you don't have your health, if you die, it doesn't matter what anything costs, because you're dead. And I'm not saying you're gonna die, but you could, by the time I got to that point, you'd figure it out. But a lot of times, guys are struggling with high blood pressure, heart attacks, heart disease, and think of the cost it's going to spend you in bullshit programs if you don't invest in somebody that actually knows what to do. All the keto things, all the protein bars, all the shit personal trainers, all the insanity, P90X, the boot camps, whatever it is that you're paying for. Like, a lot of times people will pay for something and not even use it. Think of a Planet Fitness. They make all their money off people who don't go to the gym. So for me, if you can invest in your own habits, right? Because it's not like a course. Like, I don't sell a course. I have people invest to me to get them in shape, and throughout that process, help them build the habits and learn information via action, and some information that I'll teach them. But once you learn it, let's say you're 30 or 40, 20 years or 40 years or 50, however much longer you have to live, 50 years of happiness and confidence and ability to look at yourself and be the person that you want to be and be there and be healthy. And what is it worth to you to pass on healthy habits to your children, to have the rest of your entire bloodline never have to have health issues because you started the chain of healthy habits in your bloodline? What is that worth to you? If that's not worth investing in a coach, I don't know what it is. What is it worth to have your wife and children look up to you as the person who sets the example of the fit, healthy lifestyle that you want to be? What is it worth to you to look at yourself in your suit and actually feel confident for the first time in 30 years? What is it worth to you to never have to go on blood pressure medication, TRT, to never have to feel unconfident when you take your shirt off? What is that worth? I don't believe that any of those experiences are not worth any amount of money. And the money that you are going to invest in a coach, I guarantee you, is less than the most you'd possibly spend, because it's an investment. And I believe that those things, you can't put a price tag on. I don't think you can put a price tag on the ability to play with your kids for the first time in 20 years. What is it worth to you to be able to play with your kids and not get out of breath and not have to take a break? Like I am not a father, and I can see the value in that. So for you as a father to have children, to not be able to play with them, I cannot see a world in which not investing in your ability to have more quality time with your family, with your wife, with your children. I believe that. I'm not a father, and that's priceless to me. If I wasn't able to play with my little sister and go do the things that I want to do and be able to go travel and have to take breaks, I just believe that's a terrible way to live. And I don't believe that I believe the investment is quite worth it, especially with the guys I talk to who tell me they literally save money. And here's the thing, it's not the investment. A lot of times, it's never the investment, it's never truly the price. It is the lack of accountability. And that's why it is. And that's why this right here, that's why it's an excuse. All 5 of these things are excuses you tell yourself. They're not real, they're not true. They're things that you tell yourself, and they're lies. And if you're able to confront these 5 excuses and break them, and you're ready to change, let's book a call in. You can follow me on Instagram, and I'll reach out. You can book a call in, and we'll chat. We'll have a meeting about working together, and I would love to help you get in amazing shape. I would love to help you become the best version of yourself via fitness and teach you how to be happy, healthy, fit, lose the weight, right? Because what I do is helping busy guys, the career-driven men, lose weight, get healthy, do it in 60 minutes a week, and you don't have to give up beer, you don't have to give up alcohol, you don't have to give up dessert, you can eat out, because the system that I've developed is for life. I eat out, I don't work out that much. 60 minutes a week, you don't have to give up the food you love, you can eat whatever you want, still get the results, because it's simple, it's a lifestyle. And if you're ready to make a fit lifestyle, your lifestyle, let's book a call, let's chat. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll talk to you very soon.